Hey everybody, welcome back to Guns and Gadgets, your source for Second Amendment news. Second video of the day. It is coming hot and heavy. This time I got this information from 3 viewers. Thank you. This has to do with Oregon, and I'll just say quick names. I'm not going to give all your information obviously for privacy's sake. But this is thanks to Javon, Hayden, and Jay Rhea. Thank you for the information. Guys and gals, the onslaught in Oregon is ridiculous right now. I was given a list of 15 bills that have been submitted, and I'll give you a quick rundown of which each one is, what they have to do with, and I'll also put a link to the Oregon Firearms Federation where you can have a clickable link and read each one of these bills. I will go over one of them specifically because this one is literally like no other bill I've seen in the country so far. I say so far because it's only January 12th, and we've seen a lot they've only been in since the 3rd, so we've seen a lot in just 2 weeks' time. Coming hot and heavy. Every single morning I wake up, I'm just shocked and awed of what's going on in this country. So here's the list of the 15 unconstitutional bills in Oregon. HB 2251, no modern firearms for draft age Oregonians, or Oregonians, my bad, I don't live there. They're looking to change the age of which you can purchase one, and also extends the background check delays to 30 days. HB 2287, firearms safety training for schools. It's a knockoff of a ballot measure written and introduced in an anti-gun House bill. HB 2298, it's modified reciprocity for their concealed handgun license. HB 2479 increases the fees for that permit at the request of the Oregon Sheriff's Association. Fees for permits are illegal, okay? It's already been a Supreme Court case that says you're not allowed to charge a fee for a right. However, sheriff's departments, police departments, they don't want to give up these fees because it's a cash windfall. You're going to renew it every 3 to 5 years depending on the state you live in. It's free money for these municipalities. It's going to be a fight to see that go. HB 2505, trigger locks and liability for 4 years. HB 2546, tax credit for background check fees. So I guess if you have to pay for your own background checks there, you can write it off in your taxes. HB 2705 establishes a voluntary do not sell list. I did a video on this over a year ago when this was first in the works. They were looking to create a list and allow people to voluntarily surrender their Second Amendment for life because they think at some point in their life they might be a threat to themselves or others. At the time that was created, there was no way to get off that list. Like, you couldn't call and say, all right, take me off that list. You had to petition the courts, and you really couldn't get your constitutional right back. SB 5 looks to impose strict liability on shooting ranges and shooters for rounds that leave the property and cause injuries. Negligent? Yeah, that should be on you. But if it's like it ricochets off something and it wasn't your fault, absolutely not. SB 87 raises minimum age of purchasing firearms or firearm component to age 21. And this also will define components as anything that, quote, enhances the shooting accuracy of a firearm, end quote. Scope, plastic sights, some pop-up sights. You gotta be 21 before you can buy plastic. SB 275, it's a mandatory lockup and liability. SB 322 allows sheriffs to issue concealed handgun licenses to persons in adjoining counties. That could be a good thing if it passes. You might recall I think it was July, the entire sheriff's department, including all of its deputies in Wheeler County, resigned. So in that case, the people who lived there, they weren't able to get a concealed handgun permit, Second Amendment, because the sheriff was gone and the staff. So this would rectify that. Also, if you lived in a county that didn't want to issue, but you lived adjacent to one that did issue, that could be good for you. SB 323, reciprocity for permit holders of states that recognize Oregon CHL. So it's just reciprocity. So if, say, Utah has their permit, if it recognizes Oregon, then Oregon would recognize Utah. SB 481 requires that a person who demanded your firearms be confiscated be informed if they are returned. Red flag? and they're going to tell you, hey, you know, that complaint you lodged against this person, we figured out you were lying. Well, they get their guns back. SB 501 requires a permit to purchase a firearm, a gun. So if you want to have 10 guns, you need 10 permits. It'll ban magazines over 5 rounds.
What?
It'll also require trigger locks. It will limit the amount of ammunition you can purchase to 20 rounds a month, and it will institute a background check for that ammunition, and it will also impose a 14 business day waiting period for all those purchases. Complete overreach. Totally unnecessary. Won't save a life. Won't stop criminals from committing crimes. Won't do any of that. SB 539 will ban or use or discharge of exploding targets, tracer ammo, or fireworks on land owned by public body during periods established by certain state forester declarations relating to fire danger. So they're looking to do away with fireworks, exploding targets, and tracers. How many banks are robbed with fireworks? How many murders are committed with tracer rounds? When's the last time, an armored car was upheld using exploding targets? This does nothing to curb crime related to firearms. Nothing. Happening all over the country, guys and gals. You saw what I did yesterday's video about Maine. Here's one about Oregon. And not to mention all the red flag bills popping up everywhere. You need to start paying attention. You need to start spreading the news to your friends and your local representatives, your state representatives, your Congress people. You need to start making the phone calls, guys and gals. You need to make our voices heard, and we need to unite as one. No longer can we be the silent majority, because it's kicking us in the ass. Please spread this around like wildfire. I hope that you are enjoying your day. Sorry for the bad news, but this needs to get out. Until we see each other again, this is Jared from Guns and Gadgets. Please like and subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Be safe, stay vigilant, and carry your weapon. Take care, everybody.